Alright, this is the Drifter 18. This is my submission for SGDQ 2018. This is Contra Shattered Soldier. I'm going to be doing all stages on normal. So you have to get an A rank on all the stages, so that's 85% or higher hit rate. So yeah. Normally I would do a SDA timing, so you would put a 22-second delay on from when you press start. So here we go. We go into stage one. Stage one is fairly easy. There's quite a bit of RNG though. All the guys that spawn in are don't spawn in the same way every time. So right off the bat, you'll notice on the top left, there's 3 weapons we can choose from. There's fire, machine gun, and the mines. You can jump over that guy there. Saves a little bit of time, but you'll skip some of the hit rate that you will get. So there's certain guys that you will want to kill to get hit rate, and the other guys don't count at all towards your hit rate. So here we go. We got our first mini boss, this little spider tank thing. And you can actually quick kill him. You can kill him before he jumps over you like that, but I missed it. You have to get your charge shots pretty quickly. So as soon as you let go of a charge shot, you have to press the fire button and start charging immediately. That's kind of difficult to do sometimes. So charge fire actually deals the most damage, and then regular fire probably deals the second most damage. Machine gun pretty much is the weakest gun in the game, I believe, and then the mines are the second most powerful, I would say. So here, you want to take off these arms here to get the hit rate. So each arm has a different attack it'll do. Most of the time you can kill them before they really do any damage. And there you skip the last 2 turrets there, because you don't need the extra hit rate for the stage. Unless you die, then you want to get more hit rate there. So here we go. We go down into the next section of the stage. So these guys you gotta kill to get the hit rate. Pretty easy to take out. Alright, so next is our next mini boss called the Snow Worm. You just kind of want to stay in the middle here and kind of bait him into the middle. You can deal damage on both jump attacks that he does there. And then here you can get a quick kill if you time your shots right. Yeah, right there you get a quick kill. So he's pretty easy. He does the same attacks every time, so there's no RNG to that fight. And here we go. So you might remember this from Contra 3, the mutant like mosquito things. They're the same in this game. They're RNG, how many they spawn and how they grab you and whatnot. They're a little bit more annoying in this game, I'll say. Okay, so you get that robot, and he gets crushed by the turtle. And you might remember this boss from Contra 3. He has similar attacks. He has the bugs that come out of his back there, and then he'll lunge his head forward, but he didn't do that at all. This is actually a really good pattern. And you can actually kill those little holes in the top and bottom of him for extra hit rate there. So this phase is new, so you can only damage him when he opens his mouth, and it's RNG, which attacks he'll do first. But he'll always do this puking attack second. And there you go. That's a pretty decent quick kill. And I got 86%, which is enough to get the A rank. if you die, you lose 2% of your hit rate, so you have to make it up somehow. There you go, you go to the next stage, the train. The train is mostly an auto-scroller, so not much you can do to speed it up other than just get your quick kills. So you might remember this from Contra 3 as well. The little motorcycle section kind of thing. It's kind of similar. You got this little big battleship thing you gotta take out. So yeah, like, a little side note, the director of this game actually was the director of Contra 3, so that's why you'll see a lot of the throwbacks. Which is pretty cool. And you'll see like a lot of stuff from the other Contras as well. Contra 1 and Super C and all that. So here we go, we got this ship just transformed into a giant like helicopter ship or something. So you have to kill these guys for the hit rate and take these out for the extra hit rate as well. So you gotta take all these things out as well for the extra hit rate. And this stage is actually really good for taking these deaths here, because you can actually do a death animation skip in the next stage, which saves about like 15 seconds or something like that. It's a decent amount of time. Because I think you could take up to like 4 deaths in this stage and still get an A rank. Because you can get the 100% hit rate in this stage. If you game over, you lose, I believe, like 10% hit rate, so... Alright, so you go into the next part of the stage here. It's like the tunnel section. This part is fairly easy. You're just going to be using fire pretty much the entire time. So these mines here, they kind of just track onto you. And if you just stay in one place, you can kind of just take care of them with the regular fire. Sometimes they'll do an attack where it'll come to the left there and I switch sides. And there you go. That's that. That's pretty easy. Pretty simple. So this next section here, you just got these little motorcycle dudes. You just do like a charge fire and regular fire and it'll take them out pretty quickly. What's cool about the fire is fire will sometimes it'll cancel out some of the bullets. It'll destroy the bullets. Like right there, I destroyed his bullet with my fire. So it's pretty useful if you're up close. Alright, so the next part here, there's a little bit of RNG to this guy, so you want to take out these like little turret things fairly quickly. If you don't take them out fast enough, it'll change the attack of this boss right here. So right now he does this attack. If you didn't kill him quick enough, he would do this other attack, which would like rain down these like mine things that would blow up. It's kind of difficult to dodge, so you want to get this pattern. And then just do one shot there and he's done. So the next part here, we transition onto the train. The auto-scrolling will stop, so now we can move freely. And you want to try to not stop as much, but it's easier said than done in this part here. So that was alright. You can actually get through there without having to stop too much. So next up we got this giant robot dude. He's probably my favorite boss in the game. So he has a couple different attacks you can do here. He does that there, he'll kind of charge into the train and knock you off. You can actually jump and avoid that, but I didn't react quick enough. You want to try to blow up his like little pieces of armor on his shoulders there fairly quickly. He'll do a couple different attacks that can cause you to lose time. There's an attack where he like launches his arm out and you have to jump over it. That's the longest attack that he does. You don't want him to do that. So here we go. We go to the next part of the fight here. You just kind of walk up to the back of this tank and just shoot diagonal down and it'll kill him in one shot. And then he goes to the next phase. And you just want to do jumping charge shots into him. And watch out for this like little saw blade thing that he launches out. There you go. He has kind of a cool death animation here. So you can actually get the extra hit rate here. It's not really mandatory, but yeah, it's quicker to kill him. And that's 100% hit rate. And here we go. Stage 3. There's a lot of throwback stuff from Contra 3 in here. That's pretty cool. So you got these guys here. You gotta kill those helicopter dudes for the extra hit rate, and you gotta blow up those sandbags there for whatever reason. They're extra hit rate as well. Alright, so you might remember this mini boss here from Contra 3 is the UFO thing. So you can only attack it when its eye opens up. You can actually get 3 hits in there, I missed it. And here it's kind of difficult. You can actually kill him before he does that attack there where he has the 2 guys jump out. It's pretty difficult to do though. And you gotta kill these mines here for the extra hit rate. So earlier in the last stage I mentioned that you can do a death animation skip here on this boss here. So you want to try to go into this fight with as little lives as possible. I'd probably still go in with 1 life if I can. So yeah, he does this attack here with these yellow bullets here. I think he alternates between fast and slow. And they're RNG at which way they'll go. And I believe the way the damage works here is if you deal damage across the enemy's body, it'll deal more damage. So like I think it deals damage for each time it makes contact. So the longer it makes contact, the more damage it deals, I believe. So there, I just skipped the death animation there. Normally you'd have to sit there and wait for him to die. So this is the best attack that this thing can do, that vomit attack. So he's doing 2 of them here. That's really, really good. So I can just sit here and stand above him and just keep shooting him. So that was about the fastest quick kill you can do there. You're gonna kill that thing there, and then I gotta kill this little guy here, and you should have enough hit rate. So this here, we use the mines to take out this turret down here. And then I'm going to switch back to fire and hit that turret up there. So this is another kind of auto-scroller type thing here. Just gotta try to kill those like body parts as quickly as possible. So this part's fairly simple. You just want to blow up the little like generator things that are on its body there that make the electricity. I'm gonna keep blowing those up for the extra hit rate. And then he'll do like these little missiles that kind of launch from the left and right and blow those up. So yeah, coming up you'll see some weird weapon swapping that I'll do. If you shoot a fire and you swap quickly to another weapon, you'll be able to charge that weapon. And by the time the fire exits the screen, you should be able to shoot the other weapon. So when it does that charged shot, you want to have your charged mine ready so you can deal damage as you're laying flat. And those things right there jump out differently. You ideally want them to do a short one first, and then a one that jumps up higher for second. Sorry. That way it'll be easier to dodge. That was a pretty good fight. So since I took that continue, I took 10% loss there, so I still got the A rank of 90%. And here we go, we go into stage 4. This is probably the hardest level, in my opinion. At least for the quick kills, it's really tough. So here we use Charge Mine to take out these missiles really easily. You want to blow these up for the extra hit rate. And for the marathon, you'll probably want to get as much hit rate as possible, just in case you want to, just because you want to get the all stages. All right, so this fight right here is probably the most difficult fight. There's a lot of stuff going on. So this thing has like 1, 2, 3, 4 things you have to blow up. The backpack thing you gotta blow up, and there's a gun in his hand you have to blow up, and then the thing that you saw kind of launched in front of him, the little pod thing, you gotta blow that up. And then there's a core that he exposes later on that you have to blow up as well. So he shoots these missiles out, and you have to try to dodge those, and then he'll start shooting these fireballs out of his gun. You have to try to dodge those. So it's kind of a difficult fight. We haven't quite routed out how to do this fight optimally yet. I believe Crack Attack has found a way to do the gun second, where you blow up the gun second, then the pod, then the core. But it's really difficult from what I've heard. So you want to try to get up real close to him and just fire down on his core right there. And it's going to take 2 phases to kill him. And then every phase he does these rockets, and then he opens his core. Alright, so This phase you should die. Alright, so then we go to the next part of the stage. It's kind of like a little elevator type section. So it's pretty easy. You just want to stay at the top of the screen and just keep doing charged mine shots, and it should just kill everything. Those little spider things that crawl up the wall are probably the most likely to kill you. But as long as you keep doing this attack, it shouldn't be a problem. So this stage you probably want to get as much hit rate as possible, just because a lot of things can go wrong here. There's a lot of those spider pod things in this stage. Okay, almost to the bottom here. So here's the next little mini boss section here. It does the same attack every time. It does these like these little orbs that come from the center of its head. It'll just try to keep doing that over and over and over again. As long as you blow them up before they have a chance to form, you should be able to just keep doing this over and over again. And there you go. And that's a quick kill on him. Or not really a quick kill, but a quick one cycle on that first phase. If you didn't blow up that phase there, he would do a different attack. That would waste a lot of time. So here you gotta blow up these pods to get the extra hit rate. I'm kind of taking my time here just to make sure I get it without dying. Alright. So here we get a glimpse at the boss here, but we're not going to fight him quite yet. First we have to go to the top of this area here, so we got to blow up these little mine things before they hit the ground. You also get extra hit rate for blowing those up. Alright, so here I'm going to switch to fire and try to hit him as he jumps over you there. He does that attack every time. So, here we go. He does this attack every time as well. He'll try to jump underneath you. You have to see which pad he's going to go to and react and jump to a different pad in time. So right there, you kind of just went after everyone I jump to. That doesn't happen every time, so... So here's RNG, which way he'll go, left or right. So I'm getting a bad pattern where he's kind of undecided. Now he's going left. You can actually get a one cycle here. You can kill him before he dives into the water. But I missed it. See if I can kill him as he jumps over here. And I got him. Nice. So yeah, that's a quick kill. You wouldn't be able to attack him there after he jumps over you, so you'd have to wait for him to open his mouth again, which would take a long time. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Got 94% hit range, enough to get through. So this is the last level you would get if you were just to do any percent. But since we're doing all stages, it'll continue on from here. So you might remember this. This is from kind of a throwback to Contra 1, back in the jungle. And we got the truck snail here. So he does a couple different attacks. He does this like a little bubble attack here, which is not the best pattern. We would rather him do the missile attack first, I would say. But you can always kill him on the second phase fairly easily. Just want to go left there just to dodge those, and then go back to the right. So this section's a little scary, I guess. So you want to try to kill these bugs as they try to come at you, and you want to push those propellers forward so you can move through without dying. So you want to blow up that turret there above me. Oh, that guy got me. But yeah, those guys that come in are RNG pretty much. Whoops. Didn't mean to jump there. So you want to try to blow up that turret and then try to kill those guys that spawn to the top there, because they can fire down at you, which is kind of hard to avoid. Took a little more deaths there than I wanted. Alright, so here's Lance. You might remember him from Contra 3. He's a red guy. I guess he's evil now. So this is kind of the bad pattern where he does that. He didn't bounce around a lot, so that's pretty good, I guess. I'm missing a lot of my charge shots. Because this attack there, it's a pretty easy attack to dodge. This is the easiest attack to dodge, so you just want to get behind him here and just keep doing charge fire shots as he does jumping attacks there. There you go. That's a pretty good pattern. So this is the heart, kind of throwback from stage 6 of Contra 3 as well. If you do this right, you can kill all the pods here, and you won't have to really worry about these other bugs here. Alright. So this stage is kind of a big boss rush, so we got this little worm dude here. He just moves really slowly at you. You can kind of jump onto his body, keep hitting his head. One thing to note, I guess I forgot to mention this, is that you can lock your gun in place, and you can lock your like your stance in place, so like you won't move as you're firing, which is kind of handy. So here, you might remember this boss from stage 6 Contra 3 as well, the like golden beast thing. This time you have to fight 2 of them. Just want to kill one before the other. The way he digs in the ground is RNG, I believe. So there you go. Next boss. This thing's kind of weird. So you can only attack it when it kind of opens up its like little middle thing. You can see that little red ball. You can only attack that thing, so. But you can kill him pretty easily. He does the same attack every time, so. And here we go. Throwback to stage 6 again, the Queen. So you want to ideally blow up one arm, I believe. If you didn't die at all, I think you don't have to blow up any arms. But I died twice, I believe, so I'm gonna have to blow up both his arms. So now you should be able to just blow up the head, the center eye thingy or whatever, like its brain. Missing a lot of shots. And there's the eyes as well you can blow up for extra hit rate. So I should get 92%, I think. Yep, okay, so we got the A rank. We can go to these extra levels you get for getting all A ranks. And it's just pretty much another boss rush. So this part here, you can just jump over these like little missiles that he launches, and then you just want to do a fire attack. You just start on the right side there and try to blow up a few missiles before you move to the left, and then just kind of follow it along there. So this phase here, a speedrunner named Aquas actually found out you can kill him before he does his second attack here, when he kind of lays down. But I can't quite do it yet. Hopefully I can get it down by SGDQ. So you can actually kill him right there. So he should die as soon as he lands here, I think. Yep. So this is where it gets a little harder in these next few boss fights. So there's like little cutscenes here that you can skip as well in this game. So as soon as you go through this portal, there'd be a cutscene. So you just want to press start and skip it, like right there. So yeah, so this phase, he does the same attacks every time, but it's RNG what attack he'll start with first. So he did the balls first, that's good. So he always does that where you can get underneath him and shouldn't hit you. This attack, he would do an attack right at you. So you want to try to kill him as quickly as possible there. So next is the frog phase. So you kind of want to move up and down with him as he's kind of dipping. And then you'll always go to the right and do this attack every time. You want to try to run over to him and just lay flat and use fire when he does those attacks. And yeah, there's a quick killer there. If he didn't get it there, he would do an extra phase of attack, which would lose at least 10 seconds or more. So this phase is kind of difficult to dodge. You want to try to hit him, and then at the same time try to dodge these little baby jellyfish things that he spawns out. Those things that spawn in are always the same. Apparently they're not RNG at all, so I haven't quite figured out where to stand yet to do better damage. So this phase is really easy. You just want to get to the corner, switch the machine gun and crouch and shoot. And you should just be able to stand here and not get affected by any of those little pink things that come at you. There you go. So there's the last boss fight here in this stage. We actually just recently found out if you shoot diagonally with the mines, it kills this boss faster for whatever reason. I don't know why. Normally those little pink things that are flying around, they would come down and try to attack you at a certain point, but with this strat, they don't do that, so it's pretty nice. So that's this phase, and now we'll move on to the last boss fight. And it's a fairly easy boss fight, but there are a couple attacks that are tough to dodge. So you want to just use charge fire and just keep shooting diagonally. And you'll shoot these like those little pink things. You want to crouch right in front of where it lands, and they should just bounce over you. After 2 phases of that, you'll do this move. Excuse me. And you just keep repeating. After about 2 of these attacks, you should be dead. And there he goes. That's all stages. So when you would stop timer in SDA timings, you would stop timer as soon as you lose control. As soon as you see my flame stop shooting, that's when you timer again. There you go. The 3350. So yeah, that's all stages. I would probably put a like a 35-minute, 36-minute estimate on that. If you don't get the all stages, for some reason, that's game over. Unfortunately, I believe Crack Attack and Aquas have also submitted this game, and I believe they were open to racing it. So I would also be submitting this as a race, or just solo, whatever. So yeah, thanks for taking the time to watch. Looking forward to seeing you guys at SGDQ, and have a good day.